Hi guys, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Grace with the Grit. I film about faith and I inspire people to become more productive. Today I will be quickly taking us through a recap of last month. So this is February. January was as long as it could be, and I'll just take us through a quick recap, not my personal life but things that have happened generally and how I believe it has affected me and probably some of us as well. If you are interested to listen to me today, definitely keep watching. Okay, the beginning of this talk would not be too good because it has to do with a lot of sad cases. A lot of people died over the course of the last 3-4 months. It has been awful, and that is actually what I wouldn't say what made January remarkable, because that's not a good thing, but it's what everyone somewhere should have heard. Either someone you know, either you lost someone you know, or someone that you know lost someone they know. Just a story someone should have heard. There has been a lot of incidences, and personally I felt very downcast for a lot of people. People dying, going out as a family. You just hear that there was a whole car crash, a whole family died, a bus crashed, hundreds of people died. Lots of very sad stories, guys. When it started happening in October, November, December, Africans as we are, we usually just say it's the Ember month. So it's something we expect to happen the last month of the year. This type of things happen. So that is like generally the reason we attributed to it. But still, these are people losing their lives, and I think it's only fair for us to pass across our condolences to everyone who was affected out there, or everyone who was hurt in one way or the other. So a lot of people, I remember a friend of mine sometime last month put on her WhatsApp status that she saw her friend the day before. They were together, had a quick chat. The following morning, she heard her mom crying and screaming on the streets. She heard, people were just, there was a loud noise, and she went out and she saw the girl on the floor. Apparently a truck ran her over and her head was smashed open. I read this on a WhatsApp status and I was trying to imagine the scenario, and I'm like, this is awful. What could have happened? This is someone you literally spoke to some hours ago, and all of a sudden they're gone. There was a recent case in December, I believe, the Diya family that left the UK. They went to Spain for their Christmas holiday, a family of 5. The lady came back to the UK with just one child. She lost 2 children and her husband. Apparently they drowned in a pool. There's lots of stories behind it. Apparently they drowned in a pool. And initially when we hear such a story, we're very quick to judge and say, who drowned in a pool in 2020? You could not swim. You wanted to prove you went into the deep end. But I think that even beyond that, we should have it doesn't cost anything to have a soft heart and to feel people's pains, because this is literally what happens to me when I hear stories like this. Because, for that family, it was just, let's go on a quick Christmas holiday. We're going to come back, to the UK. The kids will resume school. We will resume work. But that never happened. That never happened. Apparently, this lady kept faith up until the last minute. They were trying to resuscitate her husband and her kids, and she kept praying. But no, God had decided otherwise. So my heart goes out to you, Mrs. Diya. They were actually buried some days ago. My condolences, my deep condolences. Recently, we heard the case of Kobe Bryant. Now, this one is more popular and more general. I believe every one of us listening to this should have heard. Kobe passed away on a helicopter crash. And prior to that, a couple of years ago, apparently someone tweeted that Kobe Bryant was going to die in a helicopter crash. And now you know how tweets easily resurface, and people are like, they should look for this man. How did he know this? And stuff like that. I saw a YouTuber say the other day that, it's the Illuminati, that these things are all planned, that in fact the person who's going to die next, they know themselves, that Kobe refused to give something in exchange of something, they had to take his life. And I'm thinking, okay, even while we say all of this, can we think of those he left behind? He left a family. These are human beings. No matter how much you get into your day-to-day activities, these are human beings. And people are so quick to say that, now that it's Kobe and it's a trending topic, everyone wants to talk about it. You want to behave as though you actually knew them. Meanwhile, while he was alive, you never even said a word about him. You probably were not into basketball, but now everyone is talking Kobe and you're trying to follow the trend. Beyond following the trends, guys, I believe when something like this happens around us, it's only fair for us to, again, pass across our condolences. If you can, say a prayer for them. To this woman, to Kobe's wife, he was not just a star or just a famous man. He was her husband. He was the father of her children. He brought in, finance and love and peace and a lot of things to her home and to her life. So now imagine how these things have come crashing down before her. So when I talk, I'm actually referring to those who were left behind in such situations. My condolences once again. And there's been a lot more. There's been a lot more sad news, But going away from that, guys, I just want us to reflect to our, into our personal lives. I don't know how these affected you, if at all it did affect you. I don't know what you thought when these things were going on. Most recently, again, right now we have the coronavirus in Wuhan, China, gradually spreading. I know of people who keep praying and hopefully by God's grace it's going to be tamed very soon, but it's gradually spreading. Yesterday I heard on the news that a case was detected in Bryant here in the UK, and the guy obviously has been quarantined. So these things would keep happening. Amidst all of this, what should you be doing? Should you ignore such situations? Should you feel, oh, this didn't happen to me personally as an individual, so I'm not bothered? Or should you do otherwise? That is one side of what I had to tell us today. Secondly, so sometime last week, I walked into the office and I realized my colleague had put like a little nugget on the wall saying life is too short, live every moment like it's your last, live every day like it's your last. And I walked into the office and I read that, and for a second I thought to myself, okay, I didn't actually think it deep at that point. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then during the day, I had a colleague who sits just in front of me and she was reading and she was like, I disagree with that. Why are you going to live every day like it's your last? You're going to wake up the following day realizing yesterday wasn't your last. And so what happens? What are you going to do? And she kind of brought out the comic side of things. But then the girl who, put the nuggets on the wall was like, you should live every day like it's your last, because that way it pushes you to be more, positive, constructive, energetic on your day-to-day activities. So yeah, it does have a good side to it. At that point, there was like, they kept talking about it in the office and I just kind of got lost in my thoughts. And I was thinking, can I actually live every day like it's my last? To be honest, is it possible? And I think it is. I think it is, because yes, you can spend all of your money in one day. You don't have to spend it all on yourself. There are charities out there. You have family members, you have friends. Give it out to the poor. Point is, it's possible to get rid of everything and literally behave as though tomorrow you'll be no more. But then the question is that a good thing to do? Should you actually live every day like it's your last? Listening to this, I don't know on what side of this statement you stand. I don't know if you believe, yes, we should, because, it's more advantageous, or if you think it's a no-no, you're going to squander everything you have and tomorrow you'll be very disappointed in yourself. But nevertheless, no matter what you think, I have 3 quick tips for us today. First off is that you should forgive as much as you can. Forgive and be happy. Make others happy on your day-to-day. Because when you decide to hold someone in your heart, when you decide to hold a grudge, you're weighing yourself down. That person probably doesn't even know that you're holding them, for something they did or something they didn't do and you wish they had done. So learn to forgive as much as you can. Try to be happy. I would say it doesn't cost anything, but I don't know what it costs some of us who feel, oh no, it's better to do things this way. Just try to be happy. Try to make people happy. Give. Losing yourself off of any weight or any burden you're carrying. Okay, I know for some people it's difficult to give. You feel like, no, I'll need this tomorrow. I'm going to keep it for when I need it. But the amount of joy you'll be putting into the heart of someone else when you decide to give when they ask is priceless. Okay, I'm not saying you should let people take advantage of. Learn to weigh the situation and, give as much as you can. Make people happy. The second point I would like for us to take back today is find your purpose and live in it. There's nothing more gratifying than that. Okay, beyond going to school every day, going, to work 9 to 5, find something, that thing that makes you happy. Find your purpose. It may be as little as helping someone in time of need or helping a family, and they would forever be grateful to you for that. I can actually think of a situation in my life right now that happened, and there is this one man I would forever, like literally forever, be grateful to him, just because he thought, oh Grace, I can help you here, take this number, call them on Monday, and this, and super amazing, it worked. So there are just some people who are strategically positioned in our lives. If you found your purpose, if you found that thing you do and you enjoy to do, you'll find yourself literally making the world a better place, helping people in their times of needs. As much as you can, find that thing you're here for, and do it. Thirdly, I would say, do not fear. Okay, do not fear. I don't know what it is you're scared of. In fact, I just spoke about a lot of deaths right now. So I'd like to start by saying, do not fear death. There's literally no need, because you're going to end up dying. I'm going to end up dying. So there is literally no need to be scared of death. And most importantly, the devil actually uses that against us. He uses fear generally, the fear of anything. You're scared to take that first step. You're scared of what people will say. You're scared of what people will not say. You're scared of what's going to happen. Try as much as you can, to put away any form of fear you have in your life. It keeps you on one position. You may not see it today, but 6 months down the line, at the end of the year, you're thinking, and you'd go, if only I had started in January. And that's actually how resolutions come about. I would start next January. This is something you could have started already, but we're too focused thinking of, if this doesn't work, what happens? Please, 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 you need to actually eradicate that out of your life. So those are the 3 points today, guys. Forgive and be happy. Find your purpose, live in it, and do not fear. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. This was just a quick one from me. Again, you may want to just keep thinking about it. On what side, of the story do you stand? Do you feel you should live today like it's your last, or not? Whatever you do, just make sure you're taking positive decisions every day. You're, pouring out positive vibe out there to those around you. And from this end, this is Grace with the Grit. I film about faith, and I inspire people to become, inspire people to be more productive. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. I really appreciate. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and please, if you can, turn on the notification bell below, just so that when I post a future video, you're going to be the first to be informed, and you would come watch and get inspired. This is all I had for us today, guys. I really do hope that we enjoyed it. I wish you a lovely day ahead. Bye.